Let's see what happens in this tutorial. I'll show you how I made my custom MetaHuman in Unreal Engine 5.6 from my real face scan to full animation. I'll walk you through building my MetaHuman, creating realistic texture with KeenTools and Photoshop, and animating with DeepMotion and new Live Link system. I'll also show how I cleaned up the animation at the end. Let's get started. Okay, first we need to install the engine correctly. You need to enable MetaHuman Creator Core data. It's gonna add 5.5 gig. And you can add MetaHuman Animator Depth Process plugin. You can search it in a fab and can add it to your library and install it on the engine. Okay, this will allow you to have MetaHuman Creator in Unreal Engine 5.6 inside the engine. Without it, you will not able to get MetaHuman Creator inside your engine. Okay, I'm making an empty project using Film and Video Live Event preset, blank project. And here, after project launched, the first things you need to do is to enable MetaHuman's plugin. You go to the go to the edit plugins and search for MetaHuman, and here you can enable all the plugins. Enable MetaHuman runtime also, and you need to restart the engine. After the restart, you're ready to work. First, we need to go to the content folder and create a new folder. I name it my MetaHuman, and inside that I'm going to create another new folder and name it my scan, because I'm going to import my face 3D scan that I scanned my face using Polycam. I will put the video tutorial link down below from Bad Decision Guys, that you can watch the video and you will see how to scan your face correctly, because that's so important also. Okay, let's jump to Blender and import our 3D scan inside the Blender. Okay, I export GLTF from Polycam because with the free version, you're just able to export GLTF or GLB. After we importing the 3D scan, we need to clean up the area that we don't need. We need to go to the wireframe view, and with the wireframe enable, you need to go to the edit mode. Hit tap on your keyboard to go to the edit mode, and here choose the vertex selection. Use the C shortcut on your keyboard to select the circular selection tool. With the left mouse key, you can draw and select the areas that you want. With the wheel mouse, you can change the size of your selection, and every time you want to move around, you need to hit escape to exit the circular selection tool. The only part we need to keep is just the face: nose, lips, eyes, eyebrows, and maybe ears. If you have the clean ears on your scan, you can keep it also, because it helps Unreal to generate the area. Each time after you select the areas that you want to delete, you just need to hit X on your keyboard and delete the vertex. Here you see I have a clean ears. I can keep it, but for the hair, if you look, there is each part of the hair that is bumpy and it sculpts out. You need to delete it because it's gonna mess around with Unreal identity, and you need to have a clean face, just face and ears. That's it. Okay, you can see if you go to the material mode, you can see your mesh has a shader that it comes with the scan, and we're going to export the mesh. In the export panel, you can choose the path mode copy and check this, and here We're going to our folder and export our mesh as a FBX file and enable limited to selected object also. Okay, we jump back to Unreal to import our 3D mesh. We drag and drop the mesh, leave the settings as default. And as you see, the mesh came to Unreal, but the texture is not. The reason for that is because the texture inside the Blender has a very long name, and that's not working in Unreal. You need to export the texture separately using image, go to save as, and export the image separately, make a short name for it. You can choose a 16-bit PNG or anything that you want, it doesn't really matter. Import the texture separately inside the Unreal. Right click in the empty space and create a new material. Name it whatever you want. Open the material that you created and drag a texture to it and connect it to the base color. Save the material and add the material to your mesh. Now go to your content drawer, right click in the empty area, go to MetaHuman and create a new MetaHuman identity. MetaHuman identity is using to identify a MetaHuman. For example, if you have your face or your friend face, each of them is a separate identity. Okay, open the MetaHuman identity, select create component, choose from mesh, and here you can search your mesh, the scanned mesh that you scanned, and now you need to choose a correct angle. First, we need to change the field of view, FOV of the scene, to have a flat view. Choose 15, it's fine, and go to the angle that you can see the clear eyes, nose, and lips, like this. You need to be careful to choose a frame that is completely front view and see the ears also. Now you need to promote a frame for track markers. After that, you need to click on track markers from the active frame. Okay, here we have the markers. You can modify the markers if you need it. I will increase the speed of this process. You can change the eyebrow positions, eyes, and everything to have a better selection. After that, you need to click on MetaHuman Identity Solver. After it's done, click here to compare your mesh with the MetaHuman that you just created. It looks pretty fine to me. You can save and close this. Now it's time to create MetaHuman Character. Right click in empty space, choose MetaHuman and MetaHuman Character. Type a good name for it because you need to find it later, and open it. When you're trying to open that, you have this message and you need to enable missing console comments. After you enabling that, you need to restart the engine. Restart the engine, save everything, and here we go. After launch the engine, you can delete this mesh because we don't need it. Open the MetaHuman Character, and here is the magic of new MetaHuman creator inside Unreal Engine 5.6. It's so beautiful, so powerful. You can choose the skin from here to see the skin texture and magic of new MetaHuman creator. It's fucking beautiful, absolutely perfect. It's way much more realistic than the previous one. I'm impressed. So now we need to open our reference photos. I use pure ref to add the reference photo, and we need to go to material. In the skin tone, you can change the skin color of your face to match the reference. I think something around here is it's okay. And in the face texture index, there is different values you can change to get closest skin type to your reference. I think this is pretty fine to me. We will add our own face texture and combine it to this texture later in this video. I will show you. In the roughness, close to the 0, you're gonna have the oily texture look, and close to 1, you will have a dry and rough skin type. There is a lot of settings here, like freckles and acne and a lot of things. You can play with it and get your desired look. I'm not gonna cover this in this video, but you can play with these settings. Feel free to play with these settings to get your desired look. Now we're going to the head setting, choose conform, and from here select from identity. In the MetaHuman identity, select your identity that you created, uncheck everything here, use eye mesh, use face mesh, use everything, just uncheck and hit confirm. After you hit confirm, here what it is. This is my face. That's so good and so fast. Is much faster than what we had in 5.5 and web browse base MetaHuman. And we can compare to our reference photo. Look, this is amazing. You can see that's insane. That's much more powerful than the previous version. Okay, now it's time to add hair and clothing to our MetaHuman. We can keep the reference to compare with what looks similar to our reference. Here is all the presets. There is a few new hair and eyebrows and everything. Choose this one. Let's see how it looks like. I think you can change the color later. It's fine, but okay, let's see another one. Which one is better? Okay, I think short messy is a good option for my hair right now. I think that's, yeah, I like this one. This is nice. I like it. I will speed up this process. You can choose from the categories of the eyebrow, eyelashes, mustache, beard, and everything. Choose the one that it looks fine to you and you get your desired look. And here is the part that we can change the color of the hair. Go to the details tab, and with the melanin slider you can change the color of your hairs. Mustache, for mustache, eyebrows, beard, hair, and everything. You can add a whiteness to it also. If you're in the middle age, something around let's say 40, 35, something around this, you can add a little of whiteness to your hair. And these are really nice options in 5.6. I don't know if 5.5 it had it or no, but here it's so realistic. You have all these options for each individual part of the hair, mustache, beard, eyebrow, and yes, I will speed up this process also to get to the body part. Here you can choose the body and play with the body settings. Select model. Inside the model you have a lot of setting. Here there is a masculine. In the masculine, towards the negative you will have a men bodies, and towards positive you will have a woman bodies. Yeah, here I will play with the minus, negative, and there is the masculinity, fat, height, and tons of settings. You can play with all of these. I will speed up this process also. After you're done with the modification of the body, if your model is a girl, for or woman, you can go to material, makeup, and choose any makeup that you want for your model and do the makeup for your model also. But here we're not going to use any of these. Okay, now we're going to hair and clothing again to add cloth to our model. There is one default cloth. I just see this. There is a peach fuzzy hairs, the small hairs on the skin. I forgot to add it here. But as you see here, you can add these small tiny hairs on the face also. And yeah, so this is the default cloth that it came with the engine, and you can choose this one if you want. It's a very simple cloth with a short, but here I'm going to add a cloth from Fab, because now we can purchase a lot of accessories in Fab for our MetaHuman, like different grooms, different cloth, and a lot of things. There is one free cloth on Epic Game, their own Fab marketplace. I'm going to use that one. It's free, and click on this one and add to projects. After it's adding to the project, you need to go to your content drawer. Under the Fab subfolder, just select MetaHuman. Don't go inside that, because you need to use WI version of the cloth. Drag and drop it to the cloth category of the MetaHuman, and you need to double click on it to enable the cloth, and double click on the previous one to disable the other one. Otherwise you will have two cloths overlap each other. I tried and I couldn't find why my cloth doesn't have a material here. If any of you know that, I'm happy to hear that from you. Anyway, let's export or assemble our MetaHuman. First, use Ctrl+Shift+S to save everything that we've done so far, and click on Create Full Rig to rig your character. Now you have your character fully rigged, and with the play button here, you can see your facial animation to see how it's gonna look like. Sounds good to me. After you're done with the rig, you can go to assemble, and as you see, there is a message here. You need to download the textures. I'm going to download the texture in 4K. I think that's more than enough. As you see, you have 4K body and 4K face texture. Now go back to hair and cloth or any other tab and back to assembly, and you can click on assemble. It will take time. Leave it to assemble the character. I will speed up the process. Now save the MetaHuman character and close it. Open your content drawer, and you see you have another folder called MetaHumans. Inside the MetaHumans, you will have a folder with the name of your MetaHuman character. As you see, I don't know why my face is black. That's so funny. Probably is a bug or something, I don't know. So to fix this bug, I had to remove the MetaHumans folder and assemble it again. Drag your MetaHuman to the scene, and here we go. It fixed now. Double click on your MetaHuman to select the cloth. To fix the cloth material, go to your content drawer, Fab, under Fab MetaHuman, and select your costume. Inside that there is a materials folder, and here you can choose the material to your object. I tried a lot of things to fix the complete material, but I couldn't find it. But anyway, we're not covering this part. Open the material and you can modify the colors of your costume here. Now is the time to make our own facial texture. To do that, I use Blender and KeenTools FaceBuilder add-on. I'll leave the link on the description of this video. You can go to the KeenTools website, download FaceBuilder, and use it for 14 days tutorial. When you open Blender, delete everything on your scene, hit N on your keyboard, choose FaceBuilder here, create a new head. Now we need to add images to create our face mesh using our images. If you see, these are the photos I'm going to use, and for example here I have a brighter picture, here is dark, and here is much brighter. This is not good. My suggestion is to take the photos using the good camera and flat lighting. No shadows, no highlight. But anyway, let's see what we can do with these images. Okay, click on add images and try to choose the images that they have a similar lighting together, less shadow, less highlights. I made a selection from all the photos I had. I choose 5 images, select all of them and click on open images. It depends on your photo's resolution. It will take few seconds to import the images. Okay, you can see all the images are imported. Choose the first one and click on align face. As you see, it will automatically detect eyes, nose, lips and everything, but it needs some modification. You can click on the red dots to change the form of your mesh. If you click on any part of this grid, it will generate another red dot for you that you can deform the mesh based on your need. With the mouse scroll, you can zoom and zoom back. Hold down Shift on your keyboard and middle mouse key to move around. First, fix the position of the key elements like eyes, nose, lips, ears, and after that, you can click and generate another point to deform the mesh based on your need. You need to do this process to see your grid completely aligned with your face. With this method, you can generate your complete head mesh using KeenTools FaceBuilder and export the mesh from Blender and import it to Unreal Engine and generate your MetaHuman identity using this mesh. In this method, the more photo you add, you get more precise mesh, and sometimes maybe not, but you need to experience it because sometimes you can generate a really good mesh using just 3 photos, and sometimes you need 10 photos to generate a good mesh. I will speed up this process. You need to repeat this for your all images that you added to the KeenTool from at least 3 different angles. The minimum required is 3 completely different angles. To generate your head, we're not going to using the head mesh, but we need to generate the head to extract the correct texture from it. After you're done with aligning the mesh with your photos, you need to go to Texture tab, change the resolution of the texture to something around 8K, 10K. I use the current resolution 2048, just add times 5. It will go to the correct number. Change the UV from butterfly to MH, means MetaHuman UV, and click on create texture. Here, select the images that you want the texture generating from. I created the texture 3 times with the 3 batch of the photos to have 3 different texture. Then later in Photoshop, I can combine them and compare them together, choose the part of, for example, one texture to mix and match to the other texture. And one time I select all the images to have one texture, we combine all the images together. Now we need to export our MetaHuman texture from Unreal Engine. You need to select your MetaHuman, go to the face, open the face material. From here, open it again, and here you can see the texture. Click here to find the texture in your content drawer. Okay, when you see these stars next to your assets, which means your assets are not saved, hit Ctrl+Shift+S to save all your assets to don't miss them. So close everything, go back to your content drawer, right click on the texture, asset actions and export. Make a folder to export all the textures that we need to that folder. We need three texture from here. One, our base color texture, other one, normal texture. Right click on normal texture, asset action, export, save this one. And we need another texture. It's our MetaHuman identity texture. Open your content drawer, go to the folder that you will create your MetaHuman identity. Open the MetaHuman identity, select it, open this material. Here select this texture and find it in the content drawer. Right click, asset action, export. This texture will help us how to position our new texture on MetaHuman UV sheet. Now is the time to jump to Photoshop. I used Photoshop 2021 version because in the new versions you don't have the 3D plugins that it give you the option to generate normal map from the image. Now we import the textures that we export from Unreal Engine, base color and a normal map. Then we need to import the textures that we generate using FaceBuilder inside Blender. If you remember, I created 3 textures from Blender. Here you can see the difference between the 3 texture and what I was talking about. I combined the 3 textures together and fixed the exposure, clean up the textures to extract one usable texture. Since the base color texture from Unreal is 2K, I changed the resolution to 8K to match the 8K normal map texture. Because after we going to generate the normal map from our created texture, we need a higher resolution for that. Okay, we drag the texture from KeenTool to base color MetaHuman texture and import also the MetaHuman identity head display UV. Then change the resolution of this one from 4K to 8K also to match our normal map resolution. And then drag this one on the base color, keep it on a top layer, change the mode from normal to overlay. Now as you see, you have a clean guideline of the exact position of each individual part of the face. Eyes, nose, lips and everything. You have a clean guideline. Now with the help of our guideline, we need to match the position of each part of the face, eyes, nose, lips, to the MetaHuman texture UV sheet. Hit Ctrl+T to scale the texture based on the UV sheet. You can turn on warp transformation here. Hold down the Alt key, then click on the part that you want at a point to do the warping of your image. You just need to have a patience to do that. Then change the mode of this layer to multiply. I find out this is the best one. Desaturate the texture a little bit, not too much, something around 70%. Then we add mask to our layer and clean up the areas that we don't need. Ears, hairs, and some unnecessary areas, exactly like what I'm doing here. Add a curve to your texture layer and try to match the color of your texture to Unreal original texture. Clean up the areas around the nose. Basically, you can retouch your texture here. Erase the eyelashes completely because we don't need the eyelashes here. Again, we can play with the curves to have a better match with the texture. And clean the areas around eyebrows, eyes, to make our texture flat as possible. Try to erase the dark areas, and it's totally depend on you which part you want to pop out from the texture and which part you want to erase it. It's totally depend on you. Do whatever you like. Okay, I'm happy with this. As you remember, we changed the resolution of the base color to 8K. We need to turn it back to 2K. You can just divide the resolution by 4 to go back to 2K and save the texture as a PNG, replace with the texture that you export from Unreal, click OK and go back to Unreal. Double click on your MetaHuman face, select open the material of your face, and from here search for your texture. This is your texture folder. Drag the texture that we generate with Photoshop and replace it with the original texture. And now you see the magic. Here we are. Look at here. This is my face. That's insane. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know, I forgot to add eyelashes to my eyes. I think so. There's no eyelashes. But yes, that's it. I have my real face texture on my MetaHuman. You can change the direction of the light to see your face in a different lighting direction. I'm happy with the results, and that's really nice, no? Look at my tattoo. It's insane. I love it. Open the perspective menu on top and change near view plan to 0. Then you can go close as possible to your mesh. Let's go back to Photoshop and generate our normal map. Merge everything to have just one layer. Then go to the Effect, 3D, and generate normal map. Here, push the detail scale all the way to the end to have more detail as possible, and hit OK. After it's done, drag the normal map that you generated on the Unreal Engine normal map that we export from Unreal. Align the top layer with the bottom layer, and you can disable and enable it to check if completely aligned. You can compare the previous normal map with the new normal map to see what it's gonna add to your original normal map. You can change the mode from normal to overlay to mix the two normal map together. Make a mask on your new normal layer and erase the area that you don't want to add a normal map to it, like nose, the tattoo, and if you don't want to have a bumpy mole, you can erase that part also. Clean up all the area that it's double layered, because it's gonna boost your normal map and we don't want that. Okay, now save your normal map as a PNG and replace it with the original normal map of your MetaHuman inside Unreal. Open Unreal and drag your normal map to a same folder that the base color was there. Just drag it, replace with your original normal map, and that's it. We have our real face texture with the real normal map. That's amazing, guys. Move around your MetaHuman to see if anything weird happened. You can fix it in a Photoshop, change the texture or normal map as you need it, and fix any issue that it happened to you. Change the direction of the light to see how the new normal map affect your MetaHuman. And that's it. Let's go to animate our MetaHuman. For the animation, I used DeepMotion portal. You can generate the animation from prompt or from a video file. Create an account. You'll be able to generate 20 seconds of animation per month with the free plan. Okay, here click on create. Change your 3D model to adult female with facial rig UE. This will give you full rig with body and facial. Then you can drag your video file here. It's analyzing your video file. Your video should be less than 20 seconds. Otherwise, it will give you this message and you need to trim your video. Trim your video and hit save. Scroll down and enable hand tracking, enable face tracking, enable physics filter, and all of this. Click on Create Animation. This is a short review of what you included your animation, what not. Click on Create Animation. This will take a few minutes. I will speed up the process. After you're done, click on Preview. Hit OK. This is the animation it generates for us from that video file. It's pretty nice. Now you can click on Download to download your animation. Change from BVH to FBX and download your animation. In Unreal Engine, create a new folder, name it Animation. To import the animations, I create another folder, name it DeepMotion. Drag the animation that you download from DeepMotion website. And here, scroll down to the skeleton mesh setting and just check Snap to closest frame boundary and import. Okay. Now open the animation sequencer here and check your animation. It works perfectly fine. Right click on the animation sequencer and click retarget animation. Select the animation. Here we need to target our MetaHuman skeleton mesh. To find that, click on your MetaHuman, scroll down to the skeleton mesh, to the body, and you will see the name of your body skeleton mesh. And in a retarget animation panel, just change the retarget skeleton mesh to your MetaHuman body skeleton mesh. And you'll see the animation, it works perfectly fine. You can export the animation, create a new folder, and click on Export. Leave everything as default and export. After you export your retarget animation, go to your MetaHuman folder in your content drawer and create a new level sequencer. Right click, search for level sequencer, and you can write a name for it. Open your level sequencer. Drag your MetaHuman blueprint from your outliner to the sequencer. Immediately you going to animation mode. You can see this is your MetaHuman control rig and we don't need it right now, so click on it and delete the MetaHuman control rig. Click on the plus button. In the animation section you should see your retargeted animation. Click on it and boom! This is your own animation on your own MetaHuman. Play the sequencer and enjoy. Wait a second. But we don't have our face animation. To create your face animation, go back to your MetaHuman folder. Right click on empty area, go to MetaHuman section and create a new MetaHuman performance. Write a name for it and double click to open. Here we need our footage capture data. To import your footage capture data, go to your menu, Tools, Live Link Hub. This will open a new entire software. From here, change the live data to Capture Manager. Click on Add Device. You can choose Mono Video Ingest or Take Archive Ingest. I record the video using Live Link app on my iPhone and it has a depth data. If you have a normal video that you record with any phone that doesn't have depth data, you can use Mono Video Ingest. Select Take Archive Ingest. From here, choose the folder that has your video that you want to use for face motion tracking. Select any of your video that you want to use and click Add to Queue. Then press Start to import footage to your Unreal Engine project. Minimize the window and in your MetaHuman performance, we have our footage. Select one of them and check to make sure you choose the correct one. Change the input type from depth footage to monocular footage. Then go to Visualization Mesh and search for your MetaHuman face mesh. Click on it and yes. Okay, now click on Process. you'll see the process is going much faster than a previous version of MetaHuman. Now I will speed up the video, but it's faster. As you see, I have a texture issue here. You just need to enter a console command. Click here and search for pool size. Choose r.streaming.pool size and type a number like 2000. It will fix it. Before click on process, I didn't do that, but it's better in the processing parameters. Click on estimate focal length to detect your focal length that you took the video with. Anyway, it's done. We can click on export animation. In the content drawer, choose a folder. You can create a new folder, name it whatever you want, open and save your animation. Leave everything as default and click create. Okay, save everything, minimize the MetaHuman performance, go to your content drawer, your MetaHuman folder, open your level sequencer. So here we need to add the animation that we exported to our face. Delete the face control rig, click on plus button and choose your face animation, the MetaHuman performance one. Click on that. As you see, our neck is broken. So how we can fix that? Okay, to fix this issue, open your MetaHuman performance again, and this time change the head movement mode. Just click on disable. As you see, now we don't have any head movement and it's just the face. And click on process again. Export the animation. You can replace it with the previous one. Click yes, leave everything as default and create. Okay, go back to your level sequencer, click on the plus button, animation, choose the MetaHuman performance. Now you see you don't have that weird neck movement. The reason of that, because you have the animation from the body that controls the neck also, and when you add the animation to the face with the neck movement, it will get confused. Okay, we're done with the animation. And now let's fix this disappearing material issue. Open your MetaHuman blueprint, click on LOD sync, then force the LOD to 0. Click on compile, save and close. That will fix this issue. As you see, even when we're going far, there's no issue anymore. Okay, and just for the last tip, what if we want to modify the keyframes and animations of our body, for example? Right click on your body. From the bake to control rig, just choose FK control rig. Before click on create, make sure you have your entire animation inside the playback range. Otherwise, it will just bake the area inside the playback range. Again, right click on your body, bake to control rig, FK control rig. Click on create. Now we need to wait for the animation to fully baked. Now we have all the keyframes for entire body. We can modify, we can change, we can do whatever we want. To see what we can do, just select the arm bones and you see upper arm is selected. If you go to the curve mode, you can modify, smooth and do whatever you want. For example, if I select spine and go to rotation pitch, select all the keyframes. If I move it up and down, you'll see your entire body is moving from the spine. And if you want to smooth the keyframes, select all the keyframes, just right click, filter, Gaussian, and put the number of, I don't know, it depends on the keyframes, like 10, 15, whatever you think it works better for you. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you like it, please subscribe my YouTube channel for upcoming tutorial. See you in the next one.